Hey, I'm Akurios and I'm back at you from my studio, Silum 7 Music Studio. And today I want to say a big welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on this special edition of my videos. And today's a special day because it marks the very beginning of a series I've termed Music Business Monday. Now, Music Business Monday implies that every single Monday of every single week, of every single month, of every single year, beginning from this very day, I'll be bringing you tips, insights, opportunities, guidelines, questions and answers, and helpful information that will help you make money from your music, help you make money as a songwriter from your released songs and songs that you have worked on, songs that you have contributed to. You'll receive helpful information that will enable you make money from. Now, who doesn't like to make money? Now, one of the things you're going to realize from this series is that it's very possible to make a living from music. It's very possible to take the talent that you have and convert it to finances. It's very possible, and I'll show you how in subsequent episodes. And hopefully there's something that you can take from this. But before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Just hit the subscribe button, tap the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I have a new video, I have new content for you so that you can head to the video as soon as possible. And also, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, tap the like button, and share the video to as many people as you want. If there's anyone out there you think should see this video, go ahead and share the video to as many people as possible, and I will appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now, this show is going to run like this. Every single Monday, I will release a new episode of Music Business Monday, and it will come with tutorials. It will come with tips, guidelines, information, music industry news that is helpful for your career, music industry guidelines and events that have taken place that you should know about and you can learn one or two things from regarding the business side of music. Now, I know some or most of us have this opinion in our hearts and have this mindset that it's about the art. I love my music. I want everybody else to love music for what music is. And you say, oh, I don't want to think about the money. I don't want to think about making money from it. Now, I understand all that because I also thought like that at one point or another. And I still believe in the art. I still believe in making music. I still believe very much in the integrity of music. And I'm very excited about also teaching that. All right. But it's also important to know how to generate money from your music and how to make a living from this thing we call our music. It's very important to know how to recoup the money that you spend on creating those songs, releasing and promoting those songs to the general public. It's very important that you realize that those songs and that musical work can actually generate money for you. And that's one of the reasons I have created this series so that you can take advantage of the strategies and the action steps that you need to start taking in order to make money for your career. It's very important. Now, why am I doing this? I'm doing this for two reasons. One, because I've been teaching music business for a couple of years. I have students from all over and questions come in very often. Questions that all point to the same thing. How can I make money from my music? How can I convert my songs and my song ideas to a living? How can my music make a living for me? Now, that's a question that I think should also be in your heart. You need to be thinking about this. You need to be pondering about this so that you can make a living from this thing that you call your music. And yes, it has to be your music. You have to own the rights to that property before you can make money from it. Okay, you have to be either a partial owner of the copyright or a contributor to that musical work to be able to generate money from it. And it's possible in today's music industry to generate money from your musical works. So the first reason is that there's a gap, there's a hollow out there in the minds of people. People are beginning to ask questions, especially in this part of the world. People are beginning to ask questions and beginning to ponder, how can I make money? How can I make money? How can this thing reproduce and recoup the money I invested in creating it? And hopefully, this series is going to answer some of those questions, if not all. Another reason I'm doing this is, as you all know, I run a business, Silum 7 Music Incorporated, and my business is about music education and music production. I produce music for clients, for artists, for songwriters, for organizations, as well as for myself. And I also distribute my music myself. And I also teach music. I am involved in music education. I've been involved in music education for a while, for a very long while now. And I teach instrumentation. I'm also a voice coach, a vocal coach. Now, this has inspired me to help as much as I can to create to create the resources and to create an avenue for the information and for the awareness to be created and to be spread and broadcast all over so that questions can be answered. Those are the two main reasons I'm doing this. And I hope that you can benefit all that you can from this series that begins today. So this is episode 1 of Music Business Monday, and I'm sure you're going to benefit as much as possible from it. Now, today I'm going to be talking about two things, basically, the song and the songwriter. The song is the product of the industry, and the songwriter is the one who created this product from abstract ideas. He combined melodies and lyrics, words, and created a song. Now, this intangible idea, known as the song, which has been written, is then converted to tangible products or masters that are recorded in a recording studio and then produced as the product that is distributed worldwide to listeners, to people who want to license, and people who would then take steps to ensure that royalties begin to come in. And we're going to talk about royalties, different types of royalties, and how you can partake of the different types of royalties in subsequent videos. But let's get back to the song. The song is the idea. The song is the thing that is in your mind right now, the thing that you've been working on, the thing that you've been playing your guitar and singing and trying to create something that you can present to someone else. Okay? Now, this song has to be in a certain format before it's able to generate funds for anyone, even if you have all the rights to the song. The song has to be recorded so that it can be distributed and presented wherever, so that whoever listens to it knows that I can take this song and own a copy of it for a particular price. Now, it has to be in such a format that it can exchange hands, so to speak. You can listen to it on your device. You can stream it from a website. You can probably put it in a CD or in a storage device and then transfer or transport to another location for a price. Now, if it's not in this format, the common format and the popular format today of compressed music is MP3. If it's not in this format, then you're not able to make it a commodity that you can generate money with. Okay, so it's very important that your songs leave your diaries and your songwriting books and actually get to a studio and are recorded. Your songs have to be recorded before you can think of making money from them. Okay, they have to be translated from your mind to a piece of paper or manuscript, and then from that manuscript to the studio where it is now converted into a finished product master, an MP3. And this MP3 is then distributed, or this WAV file is then distributed to the world. And if it's not in this format, then you cannot begin to think about getting returns and getting money from it. Okay, so, but for you to get this money, you have to ensure that you are registered, first of all, as a song owner or the owner of that particular song idea, that particular song. And you do this by registering with a PRO, that is a performing rights organization. Just wherever you are, whatever country you're in, you have to look for the PRO and register. In this part of the world, there's the MCSN, that's the Music Copyright Society of Nigeria. And there's also the Copyright Society of Nigeria. You choose, I'm not going to choose for you. All right, just do your research. And in subsequent videos, I will give you ideas. I will give you guidelines. I will give you tips. I will give you maybe instructional tutorials that will help you choose and make decisions that I cannot make for you. All right. Now, because there are some decisions in business and in music business also that you have to make for yourself, but you need as much information as possible to be able to make these decisions so that you don't fall into the wrong hands. All right. Now, in whatever part of the world you find yourself, you will have a PRO in that part of the world. So you have to be registered with a PRO. You have to register your song as a copyright or copyrighted commodity that you own, so that whoever uses it will then pay you for the use of your song. Now, as a songwriter who is also an artist who wants to distribute their songs, you have the opportunity to also do this, but you have to do what I just said, and also so that you're in a position to make money from your work, and then you now have to distribute your work yourself or with the help of online aggregators or whoever is going to help you do that. All right, now so that you can begin to get royalties, and we'll talk about royalties in subsequent videos, different types of royalties, and where they come from and how you can partake of them. Okay, let's take a couple of steps back. Now, first of all, there's a song that was created by the songwriter, and then the songwriter took it to a producer who then converted it from an abstract idea written on a piece of paper or on a manuscript, and then he converted it to a finished product that can be presented to the general public, presented to the music industry, presented to record labels, and we'll talk about that in subsequent videos. And then the product has now been created by the music producer who was given the authority to do so by the songwriter. All right. Now, this song is now in a format, MP3 or WAV, that in which it can now be distributed to the entire world, in which it can now be played on several devices, in which it can now be translated and transferred from storage device to storage device, in which it can now be appreciated by the consumer, who will then part with money for streaming or download or purchase. All right. So it's important that for the songwriter to be able to get the money from this particular product that he has created and get royalties, we'll talk about royalties in subsequent videos, he has to be able to claim that he owns the property. And how does he do this? He does this by registering the product with a PRO or with an online aggregator or distributor. Now, he has to be able to prove that he owns that product before he can claim any royalties on that product. So that's one of the first things you have to do. You have to be able to prove legally that the song belongs to you, that you are the writer of this particular song before you can even begin to think of getting the royalties or getting money from your songs. Okay, so it's not enough to write a song. It's not enough to go to the studio and record the song with the help of a music producer. It's not enough. You have to do that final step of going out there to get registered. Register the song with a government agency that can register the song and under the laws of your country, and then register yourself and the song with a PRO, the Performing Rights Organization in your country. In this part of the world, the MCSN, the Music Copyright Society of Nigeria, and then we also have COSON, Copyright Society of Nigeria. I'm not going to tell you which to go for, but I can give you guidelines that will help inform your decision to go for whichever one you please. So in whatever part of the world you find yourself, just do some research, find the PRO in your part of the country, in your part of the world, and join them so that you can begin to claim every royalty that comes from your song. So, having registered your songs, you now have to ensure that it's presented before people who can stream, people who can buy, people who can download, so that your work is being appreciated. All right. Now, we have to realize that the industry that we find ourselves in today is the kind of industry that has gone digital. The days of vinyl, the days of CDs, the days of tapes are far behind us. We're in the days of streaming audio and streaming video, and we have to take advantage of the fact that these things have now become very, very portable, and it's easy for us to even distribute our own music ourselves. And I'll talk about that in subsequent videos, subsequent episodes of Music Business Monday, and I'm sure you will benefit from it. You will learn that it's not as complex as it used to be, and the songwriter doesn't have to be as dependent as they were decades ago. All right, and we'll talk more and more about these things. So if you like what you've heard so far, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel so that you are on board whenever there's new content, and hit the notification bell so that you are informed by YouTube when there's a new video. Okay, so till when next we see, I am Akurios, and I'll see you next time.
When the enemy comes in like a flood, the Lord raises a standard against him. When he throws temptations at you, Chukwe mehuzo kaisi ala fereya.